2. Carrie, good to see you. How have you been?
I'm excellent. Good morning. How are you, Dave?
Good. Happy Victoria Day long weekend.
Absolutely. The May long, that's the time when we get things done outside, and I hope that you have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us on the Mortgage Show this morning. Got lots to talk about.
Oh, no kidding. And this is the beginning of crazy season. It's kind of the official kickoff to summer, and people are looking at buying their new homes typically this time. They get the renewals all coming up kind of between now, September 1st-ish. You see so many of them because people want to move when the kids aren't in school if they can and all the rest. So there's a lot of movement in the market, lots of things going on, and busy for you, of course, with, the refinances and the renewals.
Yeah.
But wait, what are rates doing? I'm trying to get a handle on what's going on.
What's happening in the mortgage world? Well, Dave, rates, we're seeing again, like we do every year, that spring season. Spring brings the competition between the lenders, which are giving some really good deals right now. So if you're in the market shopping for a property, a home, you're up for renewal or you're looking at refinancing, this is the great time to lock in a rate. We're seeing 5-year fixed rates drop just around that 3% mark. So you're going to be looking at between 2.99, 3.04, maybe 2.96, depending on the lender. Mm-hmm. And people say, well, what is the best rate you can give me, or can I negotiate on your rate, Carrie, or what is it that we can do for our mortgage? Very simply, Dave, I get a wholesale rate from the banks. I have about 3 dozen options, more than 3 dozen actually, options that we can shop at wholesale. They are the big banks that we hear of. There's some trust companies. There are a lot of banks that you have never heard of that I've tried out over the years and have a really good rapport with, that we can get some good rates as well. So it's not necessarily going back and having to negotiate a deal with your bank. I do the work for you. I do the legwork. All the work actually, and I give you all of the savings on the mortgage. So that's what the Carrie Cardinal mortgage is a wholesale rate from the bank. There is no middleman, so they're able to give me the best rate out of the gate, and we don't have to go back and negotiate.
See, and one thing that's always struck me, we've touched on this over the years too, you have employees from the major banks that come to you to get their mortgage because you can get them a better rate at their own bank than they can get with the employee pricing that they get at their own bank. You can get them a better rate yourself.
I just finished one with a bank employee probably about a month ago, Dave. So it's not one of those stories that once upon a time that happened. Mm-hmm. This is an ongoing thing. And they say, well, I don't understand why as an employee, I can't get the rate. Or sometimes they say, there's so many conditions with my employee rate. I need a Carrie Cardinal mortgage because you don't have all those conditions, mm-hmm. such as if you're moving jobs or, the different criteria that you have to fit in with that particular employer. So every time I can get a lower rate, a wholesale rate the first time versus going to the bank. I've got a bunch of stories that I've brought, Dave.
Let's
and I want to, I just finished signing up a new client. They were not my previous client. They had dealt with a local bank here in town and really loved them. Mm-hmm. They were there. They did a mortgage pre-approval. They made an offer on a house. Their bank said, no problem. We'd love to give you this. We've got a really low rate, which you're going to love, which is 3.34%. And he called me because he wanted a second opinion. The day that he called me, I could get 3.04%. So he said, what would the savings be over 5 years on this purchase?
So this is from 3.3 to 3.04.
Right, so 0.3%, third of a percent, Dave. It was over $6,225 in a 5-year term.
Wow.
So all that meant was his beloved bank giving him the best deal they could versus me going to my wholesale rate lender, which is also another big bank, and getting the wholesale rate for him. What that ends up being, people say, well, do I have to switch banks? No, you don't. You just give me a void check from wherever you do your banking, mm-hmm. and I'll take the mortgage payment from that account. And we ended up saving them in 5 years over $6,200.
Wow.
So that's the Carrie Cardinal mortgage in a nutshell.
See, okay, and how long did it take him to make that call?
Yeah,
90 seconds,
yeah, probably.
2 minutes.
Right.
I can make a lot of phone calls if I'm making that kind of jack on it.
Right. He did an application online.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't met him in person. We chatted on the phone. I sent the documents via email for him to sign. Obviously, I do meet my clients often if they want to meet. A lot of people that have been through the process of mortgages before and get busy just say, can you email me the documents, Carrie, and I'll sign them. And we emailed them. He signed them. He sent them back, and they're taking possession of their house. $6,200 ahead in 5 years. So if you know of somebody in the market buying, refinancing, renewing a mortgage, please think of me first and send your friends and family my way, because that savings could be in their pocket too.
Well, the nice thing is if they're friends and family, odds are you're going to get invited over for, maybe a summer barbecue, something like that, and they're going to break out the good steak. Because they got an extra $6,200 to throw around.
That's some really nice steak.
You know what? We're talking.
Are you free that day, Dave?
I'll make myself free. I'll tell you.
Speaking of clients, I have lots of great clients that have listened to me over the years, and thank you for listening. And I had a call yesterday from a gentleman who said, I've never had a mortgage through you, but I've listened to you for years, and I've sent family and friends your way because I just really like what you say, and you're never. You don't seem to be your clients as a number type of a person. And you know what? My clients are not a number. And I remember people for years and years and years. And I just recently finished a really lovely client's mortgage. And she hadn't met me before either, but she was a school teacher. Is a school teacher, and she listened to me on the radio while she drove back and forth to school often. And she said, I went to my bank, and I just did, because that's what you do. That's what you do.
Yeah.
I went to my bank, and they did approve me for the mortgage. But I just wanted to see what your rate was. And what really bothered her at the bank was they told her that she had to have the mortgage life insurance, which she was getting in her 50s. So as you know, as you get older, those insurance premiums really come up. And she said, I just didn't feel like paying a couple $100s a month for insurance when I had other insurance, but they told me I had to take it. So I wanted to see what you could do with a Carrie Cardinal mortgage. She ended up coming in, we did the mortgage. I ended up saving her a bunch of money on the interest rate. But not only did I save her the money on the interest rate, the mortgage insurance that her bank required is optional with the Carrie Cardinal mortgage. I do have mortgage, life, disability, critical illness insurance on my mortgages, but it is not required. So I am a believer in insurance. I feel that insurance is important, and if you have debts, that you should have some type of protection
that you want
for
to make
your
sure
loved
taken
ones.
care of, absolutely.
But mortgage insurance isn't always the first option. There's term insurance policies and all kinds of other things. And she was just delighted, and she said, Carrie, I want to come back and I want you to sit down and show me how I can pay this mortgage off in 10 years. And I said, you know what, you go take possession of your new house. And she's a teacher, and I said, once you're settled into your new house and summer comes, give me a call, come in, we'll sit down, and I will figure out a plan for you how you're going to pay this off in 10 years. And she's happy as a lark. So those are the type of people that I work with and save money for, and just give honest, good advice, the Carrie Cardinal way.
Well, and if you stop and think how much money that you saved her right up front, and that money can all then go against that mortgage at a lower rate that you're getting her, so she can realize that dream and that goal of paying off the mortgage in 10 years. Because you got a whole bunch more cash that's going to be sitting in her pocket because she has a Carrie Cardinal mortgage in the first place. So now you just get to sit down with her and figure out, how do we best apply that to make this happen for you?
Yeah, and people ask me all kinds of questions all the time. And they tune into the show, or they point their friends and family in direction of the show so that they can get knowledge and information. And I try to bring that forth throughout the show. So if you know of somebody this spring, summer that will be entering the market, whether it's a pre-approval, prior to starting your real estate shopping, come see me first. What we want to figure out for first-time buyers, second-time buyers, or if you're an old pro, is the mortgage rules have changed.
Stress test.
So we have to pass some new rules. Come see me first. Let's get a pre-approval in hand first so we know what we have to shop with, what we have for interest rate and payments before you start falling in love with that house. However, if you fall in love and you need to do a bit of backtracking, I'm also here to help you.
There's lots more to talk about. We're going to get back in just a minute. Go to the website. Best bet is the first place to start. CarrieCardinal.com. That's CarrieCardinal.com. Back with more of The Mortgage Show after this.